we could do worst dates, but let's do best dates for a change.
Best date for me was probably with my partner Martin, he took me for a meal.
Oh, we're seeing you together.
There's
you look
Martin.
cute together.
Yeah.
There's Martin.
And he took me for a meal, and he ordered dessert first. I thought that was really cool.
Why did you order
Just
dessert?
did it back to front, and it was really quirky, and it sort of like, then it opened up a whole sort of like arena of discussion then, like, what should you do that for?
Well, it made it memorable, right?
Yeah, it did. It was just quite a quirky outside. I just didn't expect it. It was nice and simple. It wasn't showy off. It was just like, can we have the dessert menu? I went, wow, I like it. And he took over, and he said, no, you're going to have dessert now. And I was like, all right, we'll do this back to front.
Had you met him before, or had you been introduced, or was he an online person, or how did you find him?
I met him at Euston Station.
What?
Yeah, in a coffee shop.
You did not.
I did, and I was really hungover, and I remember a false eyelash was waggling off my eye, and I was like trying to blow it off because I didn't take my makeup off the night before. And he came in and he sat opposite me because there weren't many seats.
Yeah.
And I went, "Do you want to have some of my spicy meatball soup?" Because
you did not.
I did. I think spicy meatball was
very
what did
forward,
it.
aren't you?
Yeah. I went, "Do you want some of that?" Because I said, "Yours looks really awful." And he went, yeah. So then I was offering to share already. What do you think?
But I think that's brilliant, because we've lost that ability, actually, of meeting people that kind of way.
Absolutely, yes.
I think it's wonderful, but I would never dare do it.
No. Well, come with me to
shy.
Euston later.
I just feel shy to do that.
Would you, though? But you, Vanessa.
I just would. I just feel like, gosh, that's a very attractive man. But keep your eyes down, keep your eyes lowered, concentrate on your paper.
I need to get her out.
But I think that's the thing, because I think it's, in my dating life years ago, it was all about eye contact.
Yes.
I think there was nothing more valuable than eye contact, and then just a little chink with the drink. And if they weren't interested, then they wouldn't look back. And if they were, then they would keep your eye contact.
Yeah, if you had an opening line, like something funny or quirky to say, you don't just go, "Oh, hello, I think you're really nice." But if you had something fun like that to say...
But then I think, who is this stranger at a station? I haven't been introduced. Nobody knows who it is.
Put it out there and see what happens.
I'd be wary of the whole... I wouldn't just plunge in. I don't think I would anyway. But now you've said it, I wouldn't mind.
Right.
But so he ordered the dessert first and you just liked it. But obviously you already knew you fancied him.
Yeah.
Which really helps.
Yes.
Tremendously.
I did. But that was our first sort of date where I thought, oh, he's a little bit different.
Yeah.
And he wasn't showing off as well. He wasn't sort of something too grand and, showy. It was just a simple meal, but to just twist it like that and just say, let's get the desserts in now.
And obviously you're at the station, you didn't know if he lived in the right part of the country.
No, none of that.
No.
So that all sort of came later, because he actually lived in a different country then. So it took 5 years of going backwards and forwards.
Wow. And what about you, Kristen?
Yeah.
Well, that is all about the mystique, and that is the thing that we lose. Because, is it going to work? Are we going to be in the same place? Are we going to be in the same country? And online dating takes away all of that.
Yeah.
You kind of decide it already. My best date was with my partner.
A snoring clinic.
Snoring clinic. And then a marriage guidance clinic. We met on a dating app. But my rules on a dating app, I learned.
Oh, there you are together. How lovely.
There he is. Was to get off the app as quickly as possible, so that you at least replicate that lack of information and the mystique as quickly as you could. Now, I used to get very, very nervous on dates, and I used to drink a lot until I went on a date with my Greek teacher. I was learning Greek in London at the time, and the teacher was incredibly handsome, but teetotal. And he was so handsome that I drank an awful lot during our date, and he had to carry me out the restaurant, and I never could go back to the Greek classes ever again, and it fizzled out immediately.
Okay, so do not try this at home, ladies and gentlemen. Do not do what Christina. He did this so that you don't have to do it yourself, be carried out paralytic from a date. Never a good look.
No, never.
Good.
And not attractive in the slightest. And of course, it didn't. Strangely enough, he never wanted to see me again.
But your first date with your partner?
Was in a bar. We had a few drinks, but I even referenced it in my vows. I met him, we started chatting, and it was just easy.
Yes, that's lovely.
It was just easy. Yeah. There was just, I never didn't have to be anyone else. I didn't have to put on any kind of pretense. It was just easy. And we did not stop talking, and we made each other laugh. And I'd never had that before.
Let's go to Sarah, who's on the line. Hi, Sarah. She's in Devon. Lots of people would say their perfect date would be in Devon because it's so beautiful. But what happened on yours, Sarah? Thanks for calling.
Hi, I haven't had the first date yet because I'm a single lady, but I would absolutely love to be a picnic on the beach and the stars going down, and when it's at night, and then the paddle in the sea. It's always been my dream.
Oh, that is a gorgeous
that's going to
one.
happen.
That's going to happen. Tell her how to manifest it. Who's in favour of manifesting?
Me. You have to just write it down.
Do we do it?
Just have to write that down and visualise it every morning and every evening. That's what I do.
Do you think it
I
works?
Just manifest it and send it out there to the universe, and it'll come right back at you, Sarah.
Did you visualise your meatball soup?
Oh yeah, all that, and the dodgy eyelash.
Sarah, good luck with that one. I did have one wonderful date.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't a date. I didn't know. You know what's really wonderful when you don't know it's a date.
Oh, right, I thought you can't remember it was.
You know, it starts as a walk.
Yeah.
And you think, is there a frisson? You know, could it be that he fancies me? Could it be I fancy him? I don't know. Or are we just walking? We could just be walking. And it was the snow had fallen in an ordinary suburban bit of North London. It wasn't romantic. It wasn't Devon. There was no sea. There was no mountain or anything. It was just, quite frankly, Edgware, which is, you know, Edgware, it's all right. You know, it's fine. And it was covered in a blanket of snow, and it started as a walk. And then it morphed into that feeling. You know, when you've got that feeling and you think you're exuding it. Is he? Could he be? You hope he is. You're not sure, that whole thing, but you're still trudging through the Edgware snow.
Yeah. We're right there. We're great.
And then inexorably, inevitably, and ineluctably, you're drawn into this deep, deep French kiss with the snowy backdrop, and it feels like, you know, for a Jewish girl, it feels like a Christmas carol come true with the snow and the kiss and the thing. That thing.
And that was the date.
It was just a walk.
Box ticked.
It was absolutely. I won't tell you what happened to my box and whether it was ticked or not. That's much too.
Okay,
but it was a delightful thing.
But that's a lack of pressure as well, because the date itself is like an organised fun, and when something's organised like that, there's that pressure for it to be good. Whereas what you've just described, was just natural, organic.
I think you've really got it, because one of the problems I think with online dating and being fixed up and set up is there's not that. There's not the, you know, you're just natural.
Spontaneity.
Yes, but the soup with you, that was a natural thing.
Yeah,
Don't call it a date as well. Don't call it a date. Let's just meet for a coffee if you meet someone online. Let's go for a drink. Don't call it a date.
Yeah, or do you fancy just looking at each other?
Let's quickly go to Carol on the line in Nottingham. Hello, Carol, you got in the nick of time. Oh, my gosh, what did you do to your husband on your first date?
Well, I was only 12 and he was 19. And today it wouldn't be allowed, but we fell in love.
Yeah.
And I was with it. We was together till he died.
Oh.
And we had 5 lovely children. He was from the south of Italy.
Oh, how lovely.
Lovely greeny blue eyes. And everybody tried in Italy, tried to marry him off to somebody else. And everybody tried to stop us, but we loved each other. And I miss him now.
Oh, I'm so sorry, but isn't it wonderful that even thinking about him now, all that love and all the emotion and your whole history together and everything that you went through, still so vivid and still so beautiful. So I'm really glad you called up to remember him. That's really lovely, Carol. Thank you very much indeed. And so emotional, emotional. I think those memories of a first date can be the loveliest in your life, really, can't they?